He had only been away on a mission for a short while, but when he returned home, he found that the little girl he had adopted had changed. She no longer faked illness just to spend more time with him, no longer pretended to have a fever and called him husband. Instead, she now addressed him politely and distantly as uncle, a title she had never been willing to use before. She no longer dressed in stylish, revealing clothes, parading around in front of him like she used to. Instead, she now wore a faded school uniform, covering herself up tightly. He thought I had simply matured now that I had turned 18. But in reality, I had been reborn. In my past life, I had managed to marry Ethan Carter. But after 50 years of hard work and devotion, when he passed away, I saw the photo he had left behind. In the photo, his white moonlight was smiling gently, radiantly. On the back of the picture, he had written, "The love of my life for 50 years." At that moment, my love shattered. In this life, I would no longer stubbornly chase after his expectations for me to attend Harvard. Instead, I applied to the first military medical university. Like my parents, who had sacrificed their lives for peace, I wanted to become a doctor without borders. For once, I wanted to live according to my own will. On the day I received my admission letter from the military medical university, Ethan had just returned from a mission for the military district. Holding the thick envelope in my hand, I instinctively hid it behind my back when I looked up and saw Ethan standing in the main hall with Olivia Jennings, arranging some things. Olivia's sickly sweet voice rang out. "This fine silk fabric is a gift for Aunt Helen. She mentioned before that she wanted a tailor to make her something to wear in the fall. And these records, I asked a colleague to find them for me. Didn't you say that Grandpa loves opera? These will keep him entertained." After saying that, she took out a blue plaid tie and gestured as if to put it around Ethan's neck. With a shy smile, she added, "I secretly bought this for you when we were at the mall that day. It suits you perfectly. Let's save it for our wedding day. All right?" My mind went blank. So, they really were getting married. Then, I should leave, shouldn't I? Without my interference or reckless foolishness, Ethan was finally able to be with the one he truly loved. Olivia noticed me, but acted as if she hadn't. She wrapped her arms around Ethan's neck and deliberately asked, "Oh, did you not bring a gift back for Emily? Do you think she'll be mad at her future aunt? After all, it seems like she's never liked me much." Ethan let out a sigh. "She's just a kid, immature. Don't take it to heart. Even though she grew up in the Carter family, she's still an outsider. Sooner or later she'll move out." I flinched, my fingers trembling slightly. It felt as if my heart had been crushed into pieces. My parents had been military doctors under General Carter's command. During a battle, they sacrificed themselves to protect a young journalist who had rushed into the war zone. Seeing that I had no one left, General Carter took pity on me and adopted me. I was 7 years old then. Ethan was 17. As a child, he always comforted me, telling me to treat this place as my home, to see him as family. But now, I had become an outsider. After leading Ethan to say what she wanted to hear, Olivia finally turned to me and pretended to be surprised. "Oh, Emily, you're back." She walked over and grabbed my hand. Her sharp nails dug into my skin ever so slightly, without drawing attention. "Don't take what we just said too seriously, okay? Ethan still cares about you. It's just that during our last mission at the military base, you really went too far. He's still angry, so he just said those things in the heat of the moment." In my past life, when I found out that Ethan was taking Olivia with him to the military district for a mission, I was devastated, because he had promised me that he would take me instead. But after I confessed my feelings to him, he stopped indulging my childish demands. He even pointed at my nose and scolded me for being shameless. He withdrew all his favoritism toward me and chose to bring Olivia along instead. Olivia had even deliberately asked me, "Emily, why do you look so unhappy? Ethan and I are going for official business. I know you don't like me, but you should prioritize the bigger picture. You need to learn to differentiate what's important." Ethan, still angry, had coldly reprimanded me. "Olivia is a military news reporter. Journalists are required to document the mission. If I don't bring her, who else should I bring? Stop letting your childish thoughts interfere with our work." After they returned from the military base, they officially became a couple. To make sure I gave up completely, Ethan deliberately displayed his affection for Olivia in front of me. But this time, I didn't lock myself in my room, crying until my eyes were swollen. I didn't throw a tantrum or make a fool of myself in a desperate attempt to stop Ethan from getting married. I simply smiled and asked, "So, you two are getting married?" Ethan frowned and asked coldly, "What if we are? I'm warning you, don't try to pull anything. Olivia is going to be your aunt from now on. She'll be the future lady of the Carter family. You better know your place. Otherwise, I won't hesitate to send you to the capital to live with Grandpa." Before he could finish his sentence, I interrupted him. "Congratulations, Uncle." Ethan froze. In the past, I had never been willing to call him Uncle. But now, I finally accepted it. Ethan seemed momentarily unsettled by my response. Olivia quickly picked up on the shift in atmosphere between us. A fleeting look of unwillingness flashed across her calculating expression, but she quickly regained her composure and stepped forward with a light, easy smile. "Emily, I brought you something," she said. "Ethan and I are getting married soon, so we've been clearing out a lot of things at home. Consider this my gift to you as your future sister-in-law." She handed me a large box. When I opened it, I found it filled with old clothes. This wasn't new. Olivia always did this. Any clothes, shoes, or accessories she no longer wanted, she would pass down to me. In the past, Ethan had at least made an effort to buy me new clothes, dressing me up like a little princess. But now, I was only worthy of his cast-offs. Olivia smiled as if she were being generous. "I treat you like family. There's no need to waste money on new things when these are still perfectly fine. Look, this trench coat. I bought it when I went to the mountains for an interview. The style might be a bit outdated, and there's a small tear from when it got caught on something, but if you stitch it up, it'll be good as new. And this skirt? A tailor made it for me. It's one of a kind. It has a little stain, but that doesn't matter, does it? You're just a kid, no need to be so particular." Finally, she dug through the box and pulled out half a melted lipstick. Pressing her lips together in a smile, she added, "Ethan mentioned you like makeup. I had a colleague bring this back from overseas for me. I've barely used it, so you can have it." Ethan shot me a disapproving look. "It doesn't suit you," he muttered. I let out a bitter laugh. People always said Ethan and Olivia were a perfect match, talented and beautiful, a couple made in heaven. And yet, I couldn't accept it. I had once thought that if I wore Olivia's old clothes and put on a mature woman's makeup, maybe Ethan would look at me differently. But in his eyes, I had only ever been an imitation, a cheap and laughable copy. This time, I didn't fight it. I smiled naturally and said, "Thank you, Uncle Ethan. Thank you, Olivia. But I'm still a student, and these things don't really suit me. You should keep them for yourselves." It was only then that they finally noticed the change in me. I was no longer wearing clothes that didn't match my age. No longer covering my face in poorly applied makeup to seem older. Instead, I had put on my school uniform, the same uniform I had once hated for being too plain and childish, the same one that now wrapped me up completely. Ethan's expression softened slightly. "It's good that you're finally acting your age," he said. I took a deep breath. "Do you need anything else from me, Uncle Ethan, Olivia? If not, I'd like to go back to my room and rest." They had no reason to stop me. That evening, Ethan and Olivia went out to order their wedding attire and cakes. It wasn't until late at night that I saw the headlights of his old military Jeep flicker outside the house. I had already eaten dinner alone. Sitting in my room, I quietly packed my things. When I looked up, I found Ethan standing at the doorway. I didn't know how long he had been there. His gaze drifted to the thick envelope sitting on my desk, his expression shifting ever so slightly. "Is that your admission letter from Harvard?" he asked. Ethan had always wanted me to apply to Harvard. He believed I should attend the best university, receive the best education. In my previous life, I had done everything to meet his expectations. I had studied endlessly, pushing myself to exhaustion, and finally, I had gotten in. I had followed his wishes step by step, hoping it would bring me closer to him. But even then, I had never truly won his heart. In this life, I had chosen a different path. But I didn't tell him the truth. I simply nodded and said, "Yes." It arrived yesterday. For the first time in a long while, Ethan smiled. You should go to the capital and tell Grandpa the good news. Since Olivia and I are busy preparing for the wedding, we won't have time to look after you. I gave a quiet nod. All right. The military medical university started its semester earlier than most schools. I had been wondering how I would slip away without him noticing. But since he was sending me away himself, I no longer to take you there? I shook my head. No need. Then go to I woke up. I finished packing my bags, then took one last look at things he had bought for me. An old second-hand camera he had carefully selected from multiple sellers, and some small